Hi guys, my name is Tori, and today we're going to be doing the Unit 6 ISC video problem set. And the first one that I am doing is from lesson 6.6, question 1, so 1A and 1B. So the question states that given x equals 2i minus j and y equals negative I plus 5j, A, find a vector equivalent to negative bracket x plus 2y bracket plus 3 bracket negative x minus 3y bracket, and B is determine the magnitude of x plus y and the magnitude of 3y minus 2x. So to solve A, the first step that we're going to do is solve for x plus 2y. And the first thing that we're going to do to solve that is multiply y, which we know is negative I plus 5j, by 2 to get 2y. And we end up getting negative 2i plus 10j. Then we're going to do x plus 2y. So we know that x is 2i minus j. And now we know that our 2y is negative 2i plus 10j. So we're going to add those together and we end up getting 0i plus 9j. The next step we're going to do is to make that negative, because in the original question it's negative x plus 2y. So we're just going to times 0y plus 9j by the negative, and now we get 0i, because it doesn't change since it's 0, minus 9j. So the next step to solve this question is now we're going to solve negative x minus 3y. So we know what x is, which is 2i minus j, and now we're going to times it by the negative because it's negative x, and when we do that we get negative 2i plus j. And then we're going to do the same thing for the minus 3y, so we're going to times our y, which we know is negative I plus 5j, and we're going to times that by 3, and we end up getting, well, negative 3y, and we end up getting 3i minus 15j. So now we're going to add these two together, so negative 2i plus j plus 3i minus 15j, and we end up getting 3i minus 42j. So now that we've solved both parts of the question, we're going to add all of those together. So in the first part, we got 0i minus 9j. So we're going to do 0i minus 9j. And then in the last part, we got 3i minus 42j. So plus 3i minus 42j. And we get a final answer of 3i minus 51j. So for part B of finding the magnitudes, so the first thing that we are going to do is collect like terms, so x plus y, and we know what x is, we know what y is, and we collect the terms to get I plus 4j, and then you put in this little formula, so you take the coefficient number and you square it and then square root it. So we get, since we got I, the coefficient's 1, plus 4j, the coefficient's 4, so the magnitude of x plus y is the square root of 1 squared plus 4 squared equals the square root of 17. So to find the magnitude of 3y minus 2x, we kind of do something similar but a little bit more work. So first we do solve for 3y. So we do 3 times, we know what y is, which is I plus 5j, and that gets you negative 3i plus 15j. And then we do the same for 2x. So we do 2 times x, which we know is 2i minus j. So we get 4i minus 2j. And then we subtract the two together because it's 3y minus 2x. So we get negative 3i plus 15j minus 4a minus 2j. And this is all equal to negative 7i plus 17j. And we do the same thing as before, and we take those coefficients. So negative 7 and 17. So to find the magnitude of 3y minus 2x, we find the square root of negative 7 squared plus 17 squared, and that equals the square root of 388. So that was the answer from lesson 6.6, question 1A and B. And the next question I did was from lesson 6.7, and I did question 3. So question 3 states, given x plus y equals negative I plus 2j plus 5k, and x minus y equals 3i plus 6j minus 7k, determine what x and y are. So the first step that I did here was kind of combining both of those questions. So we have x plus y, and then we have x minus y. So I kind of combined those to get x plus y plus x minus y, and that got me an answer of 2x. So the first thing I did was solve for 2x. So to solve for 2x, I did 2x equals, and then the two answers side by side. So 2x equals negative I plus 2j plus 5k plus 3I plus 6j minus 7k. And then I collected like terms. So negative I plus 3I is 2I. 2j plus 6j is 8j, and 5k minus 7k is negative 2k. So I got 2x equals 2i plus 8j minus 2k, and then I divided that by 2 to isolate for x, and I got x equals I plus 4j minus k. Now to solve y, I kind of did the same process, but instead of at the beginning adding x plus y plus x minus y, I did x plus y minus x minus y. So instead of getting the answer of 2x and solving for that, I got the answer of 2y, and now we're solving for that. So to solve for 2y, again, we're kind of doing the same thing that we did last time, except we're subtracting the two together instead of adding it. So I got 2y equals negative I plus 2j plus 5k minus 3i plus 6j minus 7k. And then we collect the like terms again. So negative I minus 3y is negative 4i. 2j minus 6j is negative 4j. And 5k plus 7k is 12k. So I got 2y equals negative 4i minus 4j plus 12k. And then again, we want to divide it by 2 to isolate for y. So when I divide it by 2, I got y equals negative 2i plus negative 2j plus 6k. So the final answers are x equals I plus 4j minus k, and y is equal to negative 2i minus 2j plus 6k. And those were the two answers to the questions I picked for the Unit 6 IC video problem set.